Yeah, like, well, I was sort of crazy, mate, but not really crazy, but sort of unwell and stuff. Sort of, I mean, a lot of depression, and then sort of the first schizophrenic attack came along, and these were times in '93 to '95 where turbulent times where I first sort of got my schizophrenia and stuff like that, and had an accident and things. But while I was doing my studies at CIT, I was in a lot of depression, and then I sort of returned to the Catholic faith and all sorts of things. But Caroline Blank was one of the students I studied with doing my office administration class, and Caroline still is in Canberra, and I think she's a Tuggeranong girl, or her family was from Monash or something. But one of the things she said to me, because we used to study in the library, me and Caroline and some other kids, Lee Chu and Ariel Cheng and Nari Lee and others, and we studied in the library a lot together. And one of the things she said to me once, which I do remember, I was talking about something to do with life and what it was about and things, some sort of subject on life or something, and she said you need to be strong. And I've never really quite forgotten that she said that to me. I'm not sure if I've ever given it a lot of thought, but I've never really forgotten that she said to me, you need to be strong. I was probably asking questions about how to cope with life and things like that. And I think at times I've taken that was possibly a message for me from the universe, from God or something, or sort of the way it's arranged. That's probably something which perhaps I should be paying attention to. But I was given some advice, and it was you need to be strong. Now, I grew up in St. Pat's in Cooma, and from kindergarten through to year 10, 1978 to 1988, 11 years, went all the way through the whole hog, and then a year in Monera High. And we from the bus in Berridale to start with for the 70s, and then Cooma in the 80s. So I was at St. Pat's for 11 years, and we went to church every Sunday, and I did until I was 16, which was pretty much the whole hog as well, all 11 years. And so every church, every Sunday, hardly ever missed unless I was genuinely sick or something, or was faking it, which wasn't common, only a few times. But I was exposed to a lot of St. Pat's spirit. I went to St. Patrick's Church for 11 years, a bit more actually, because before school I was going. Before those schooling years, we went into St. Pat's, well, somewhat. We'd go to the church in Berridale, but I think we probably went to St. Pat's, we must have gone once or twice or something, I don't know for sure. But actually, for the first few years, I was in the Berridale Catholic Church. But from at least 1980 onwards, which is about year 2, I'm at St. Pat's in Cooma. And in all those years at St. Patrick's Church, as well as the school the whole of the way through from kindergarten to year 10, I've had 11 years of St. Patrick's culture. And for all of those 11 years, I did believe in God. I wasn't a major religious person, but the family took us to church. I wasn't overly focused on getting into religion. Never really had been a thing, even though I was an altar boy, more of a sense of this is what we do. Because Dad and Mum were quite religious, and sort of what the family does and what was expected of me, and I just sort of did it. Didn't actually mind it, if you must know, and I took it a little bit seriously as well, the altar boy work. But in all that time, visiting church every Sunday, every week, so let me see, uh, about 8 years, 8 times 50, 10 times, probably about 400 odd services, somewhere around there, give or take. That's 400 church services and maybe 2,000 school days. I don't know exactly the exact number. 2,000, 3,000 school days. So in all that time, I'm exposed to a lot of St. Pat's, and it's Catholic and it's a religious thing. And at the school there were nuns, and I was taught by Sister Susan for early years, and Sister Anne later on. And I was exposed to nuns regularly enough, Sister Frances and Sister Louise, and I think there was others as well. And of course, I was an altar boy, and Father Barry Cotter sort of knew me well enough, and there were other priests. So, and of course, the school teachers, and them being somewhat religious, some of them I would imagine, they would have had some faith. So, in all that time, I'm exposed to a lot of St. Pat's regular life and a lot of Pat's spirituality. Sort of, it's around, it's in the environs of where I'm going, and at home as well, if you must know, because my brothers and sisters are in St. Pat's as well as mum and dad going to the church. So their school motto is strength and gentleness. And over the years, mum has mentioned that a number of times, especially earlier on in earlier years. And I think I've been exposed to St. Pat's culture in my early years for a long time. And I think strength and gentleness, which was probably believed by St. Pat's, the spiritual hierarchy of St. Pat's probably believed that, because that was their tradition. I was probably exposed to a lot of the mindset of spiritual thinking on that motto. You don't bash them when you need to be tough. You be strong, but you be gentle about your strength. And I think the A&M could use that as well.